Welcome to the Breadwinner Energy Podcast. This is your host, Tay Daniels, mama, wife, multi-business owner, and creator of the Breadwinner Energy movement. In this podcast, we're all about changing women's lives, especially those who do not grow up with perfect circumstances, by helping them step into their highest self era, break free from society's expectations, and become a force to be reckoned with. We help women embrace their powerhouse, most authentic energy, cultivate inner peace, and call in everything she has ever wanted in life. So if you're ready to become the breadwinner of your own life, join me on this journey of transformation, empowerment, and abundance. Welcome back to another episode of the Breadwinner Energy Podcast. Hello, friends. I am back with another episode, and today I'm at a different spot in my office. I'm not in my usual chair. I am recording today on my computer and not on our camera. There's a million reasons for this, and we're going to get into a little bit of that in today's episode. And I am talking to you guys today about creating your dream life and how creating your dream life is not linear. I have spent years and years and years coaching myself, coaching other people, and a lot of people think, and I am guilty of this, I used to think the same thing too, that when you hit a certain level in your life, you make a certain amount of income, your business has a certain amount of clients, that your life will change, that things will change, your life will change, but not only that, that it will get to this place of better, that you will love your life, you will enjoy your life, you will be happier, you will not experience stress or anxiety or all the things that you're experiencing right now. I used to think this. I used to think that when I become a six-figure business owner, my life will be easier, everything will be easier, and I will be more happy, and I won't go through the things that I'm struggling with right now. And then I hit six figures, and then I hit six figures again, then multi six figures, and this happened for years. And while things in my life did change, at the root, I was still the same person. And the only thing that really changed was that money highlighted more of the things that I needed to work on, more of the things that I needed to recognize and fix these patterns. When I went through life coach school in 2021, this is one of the biggest, most mind-blowing concepts that I learned and needed to know for myself is that life is 50-50, forever and always for every single person. Life is always 50-50, 50 good, 50 bad. There is always contrast in your life. And for every good, there is also equally bad. And because we are humans and will forever be humans on this earth, you're going to experience human life, which is the contrast, which is the 50-50. Meaning that you will not ever have a life where everything is always good and you never have issues. That will never exist. However, you get to decide if you love your life right now. You get to decide to be happy. You get to decide to dream bigger. You get to decide to enjoy the moments that you have and to live the life that you want to live right now, regardless of how much money you make. And actually, if you don't work on these things, it's just going to get highlighted later. If you do not work on the things that you need to work on in your journey, they will come back for you. They will continue to show up for you until you decide to work on them. So if you're listening today and you have wanted a life of more and a life of ease and a life of peace and joy and less stress and more money and happiness, I want to remind you that you get to create that life right now, that you get to have that life whenever you decide. It's not going to just magically happen for you once you've reached a certain amount of money or clients in your life. It just does not work that way. And I had honestly wished that someone had told me that a long time ago. I had wished that someone would have told me that back in my journey when I thought that was going to be the key to changing my life, is that your life will change when you choose to change it. And even when you choose to change it and you go on this journey of self-love and self-discovery, and you go on this journey to become happier or find your highest timeline and manifest more money and manifest your dream life, you're still going to experience the contrast. You're still going to have bad days. You're still going to have days where you're anxious or you're stressed or you're mad, because you're a human, and all humans experience human behaviors and human emotions, and it's normal and it's part of the journey. But I think there's this concept, this difference, if you will, in experiencing the journey and then living in it. Because you're a human and you're going to experience all of the emotions. You're going to have the good days and the bad days and the stress and the anxiety, regardless of how much money you make. I think what's not talked about enough is that you don't actually have to live and like stay in this place, right? You don't have to stay in this space of being unhappy. Do I think you should feel your feelings? Yes. Do I think you should understand your feelings? Yes. Do I think you should process through them so that you can get to the other side of wherever you are on the spectrum of feelings and emotions? Also, yes, right? But I think that there's oftentimes this very much avoidant. I'm going to avoid the feelings and do other things to avoid feeling discomfort or feeling mad or feeling frustrated or feeling sad. Or I'm going to stay in these feelings and not allow myself to experience joy and happiness. And for a really, really long time, that was me. I would either fully avoid my feelings and do other things to avoid the discomfort, the pain, the whatever, or I would live in my feelings. I would forever just live in this place of like being upset. And for a very, very long time when I lived like this, I was deeply sad. I was deeply unhappy, but I was also deeply tied to being the victim in my own life. And that is another like whole experience. It could be a whole other episode that we talk about is keeping yourself in this victim mentality, right? Like keeping yourself in this space of like, life is happening to me. Life is just life. And it's just like my journey. And I have to accept that this is my life and there's nothing I can do about it. And it's always everyone else's fault and it's everyone else's problem. And that I didn't have control over my own life, right? Or control over what happens in my life. And so it was always like the victim mentality. And now I can actually share my stories and my journeys from this place of like, this happened to me and it happened for me. And regardless of this thing happening, I still chose to have a life that I love. I still chose to go after my dreams and build a life I love. And so I share a lot of my stories now, not from a place of like, woe is me being a victim, but more of that if I can come from these spaces and I can totally understand and feel the feelings and have been through less than fortunate circumstances and still decide to build a life that I love and still decide to build a business and have big dreams and make a lot of money, so can you. Right. And I think for some people, I think that they get stuck in this space of like, that could never be me. But I want you to shift your mentality to if somebody else can do it, so can I, because it's exactly why I share this journey with you. It's exactly why I share my story and where I've been from and where I'm going in order for you to understand and see the contrast and see that it's not black and white. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It could be a mix of all of these things collectively. So I want to share with you today how the journey isn't linear because, as most of you know, I'm completely redesigning my life, redesigning my business, and I decided to take down my business coaching side of my business and fully step into the life coaching side of my business. Now, if you're a student, you have been here for a long time, you've been listening to my podcast for years since the day that I launched it. A lot of you are like, this was just a long time coming because a lot of you that were in my coaching programs know that most of my coaching was, yes, business coaching, but it was more than that. It was life coaching, it was mindset coaching, it was talking about money, it was talking about abundance and manifestation and all of these things that I teach in every single one of my programs because it is the root, right? It is the groundwork that is going to give you the life you want. It's going to give you more money. It's going to give you the business of your dreams. However, we have to do the groundwork first. So for all of you who have been in my world for a long time, you're like, yeah, this was just a matter of time because this was the thing that you always taught and that you always coached. And now I'm just highlighting that side of my business more than business coaching. And through this journey of reinventing, if you will, my business, which the more that I say it, the more it doesn't even feel like a reinvention of my business, just because, again, this is what I've always done. It's just that I'm doing more of it, right? Which is why I got life coach certified in the first place. But through this journey, I'm also reinventing myself, right? I am having to go back to the drawing board and do the work that I thought I was past and do the work, the inner work of what is blocking me? Why am I afraid right now? What am I not willing to do? What am I not stepping into? What am I doing to build myself right back into the same space that I was with my schedule, with my boundaries, with my habits? And through this journey of rediscovery of myself and also putting out these new offers, it is like a lot of up and down. And sometimes it's moment to moment, sometimes it's hour to hour, and sometimes it's day to day. But these last 2 months have felt like a lifetime because I've always been a person that works really fast. I don't sit on ideas. I just like plow through all the time. This is how I've always operated. And over these last few months, I haven't been able to do that. I haven't been able to just plow through. I haven't been able to just put things out to the world. I am very, very I'm crafting this from like a place in my soul that I know has always been there and I have always just like dabbled in. Um I think back to 2021 when I launched Academy, and a lot of my students that were in there are now on our wait list for this, which is so cool. It's a full circle moment. But this was the exact things I coached inside of Academy in 2021. And it's just weird how life kind of like circles back around. So through this journey, I have not been my normal self, right? I am at the exact same time working on myself mentally, physically, emotionally, while also doing it to my business, while also having to show up for the world at the exact same time. And to have a platform, to have thousands of people that watch you on social media, thousands of people on your email list, have all eyes on you while you're reinventing yourself is fucking scary. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, it's terrifying. I have been more out of sorts with myself, more afraid during this period than I've been in a very long time. I'm usually like a risk taker, let's just go, who cares? Let's just do it. Whatever happens, happens kind of person. And I have been taking like a full step back to really see things from a different perspective, to really evaluate my own life, my own finances. Where am I blocking myself? Where am I not showing up as much as a leader? Where am I not spending as much time on myself? Where am I not spending as much time with my kids or my family that I would like to? Because this has been a space for me to really decide what it is that I want and then build that life for myself. And through this journey, you have to get really clear with yourself on what do you want and how do you want it to look. And then you have to build a plan behind it. So many times, and I was guilty of this with my virtual assistant business, is we build businesses in order to have our dreams. And then we build the business and then we work in the business. And then we're like, oh shit, this business is not going to give me my dream life. This business is not the schedule I want to work. It's not the money. It's not what I'm charging. I'm not working with who I want to work with. And I was guilty of that. And then you've built yourself back into this job, and then you kind of like have to pull yourself out of it and tear it back down, right? And I won't say that I totally did that with business coaching because I do think business coaching and the way that I built it served me for a period of time. Like, I fully believe that. And it gave me a lot of the things that I have today. It allowed me for weeks at a time to do this reinvention process with no new offers being sold, or technically no offers at all. And I do think that it served me. However, this has been a period where I get to truly say, look, I have done this. I have built these multi-six-figure businesses. Now I want something different, because even the Tay that was building the business coaching businesses and Tay that was doing Academy back in 2021, I wanted a really, really big, abundant life. I wanted millions of dollars and I wanted to do these very, very big things. And now I still want that. I still want millions of dollars. I still want a big life, but I almost want like a big, simple life. And we're going to do another episode about a big, simple life. But really, I want it to be more calm and more peaceful. And now that I've had a second child, I want more time with my kids. I want more time with my family. I want more time for myself while also making a really, really big impact on the world, while also making a really big impact in women's lives. And I think that embodying that duality and then showing the world that duality is what will change people's lives. And so through this journey of reinventing myself over the last few months, over deciding like very, very small decisions to like really big decisions, it has been really hard for me to decide things that are going to happen now, decide things that are going to happen this quarter and this year, and then decide things that I want to happen 5 years from now. Because I'm like a big visionary person. And through it, it has just been so many ups, downs, turns, curves, things that I have had to endure every fucking day. every single day. For a lot of you, you might not know this, but I am currently in a legal battle as we speak. And it is so disruptive to life. It is disruptive to your business. And even though I'm the one who actively went to pursue it because it was infringement on my business, which is also my duty to do, I'm still exhausted. I am mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausted from dealing with this while also reinventing myself, while also being a mother, while also being a business owner. And I just want to open up the door for this episode to show you that your journey will not be linear. Your healing journey, your self-love journey, your business journey, your motherhood journey, it will not be linear, and it will be scary, and it will be hard. But I also want to show you that through the moments of being down, through the moments of fear, through it being hard, you still get to work towards whatever it is that you want to work towards. The last few months in my business, I'm also coaching our students in Coach School who are still part of Coach School, because that program, even though we're not enrolling new students, we're still got it going in the background. So many students have said, every time my life starts to life, I backburn my business. I put it on the back burner, and then I have a hard time coming back to it, and I don't know how to get back into it. And these lives that we created around businesses were for freedom. It was for money freedom, time freedom. It was to build a life that we love and a life that we enjoy. But instead, we are back burning it to live our lives. And then I've thought about this so many times over the last few weeks when I have students say this to me, because the thing is, you're trying to build a business that gives you your dream life instead of building a life that you love and then having a business that supports that, because it gets to be both, right? So through this journey, all I've done is think. Like, all I've done is sit in my own brain with my own thoughts and who do I want to be and how do I want to help people and how do I want to make an impact in the world, while also having all the things that I want for myself and my family along this journey. And I think that a lot of my students have looked up to me of, you have the life, you have the home, you have the kids, you have the partner, you have the money, and it's easy for you because you have the things. But I want to remind you that not only was it not easy for me to get here, it hasn't been easy even having all the things. Even having the new home and the multi-six-figure business and the husband that's a good partner that's supportive, even through having all the things, this reinvention process has still been so hard. It has still been a lot of decisions. It has still been a lot of back and forth, a lot of bad days, a lot of tears, a lot of confusion, and a lot of fear. And through all of that, at the end of the day, I still have to get up every single day and be a mother and a wife and a business owner and grow a business and make impact on the world. And so I share this part of my journey with you to open this door to it being okay to be afraid. You can be afraid and still show up online. You can be afraid and still build a business. You can be afraid, you can be upset, you can be sad, you can be depressed, you can be angry, and still go after your dreams. Your dreams do not have to go on hold just because your life is lifing, because your life is always going to do that forever and always. Your life is always going to have things and problems and shit you have to deal with 24/7. But you have to say, regardless of it, I'm still willing to go after my dreams. I'm still willing to chase the life that I've always wanted to have, right? And it's not going to be linear, and you're going to have bad days and you're going to have bad moments, and you get yourself up and you brush it off and you keep doing it over and over and over again until you get there. And I don't want to say this to scare anyone or to think that it doesn't get easier, because there's so many things in my life that are easier now than they used to be. And there's so many other things in my life that are just harder because, again, duality, right? But if you think that your growth journey will be linear and you find yourself going back to, I thought I was past this, I thought I already dealt with this, I don't know why I'm feeling like this, I want to remind you that it's normal. I want to remind you that this is part of your journey. So whenever I think about how the journey works, I think of it like you do the work, you level up, you like embody the work, you create the habits and the boundaries and the schedule and all the things, and then you level up. And then when you're at that new level, you have to have new thoughts and you have to do new groundwork that you're like, I already did this work. No, you did that work for that level, but now you're on level 2. And then you do the thought work, and then you create the habits and the boundaries, and then you start to embody it, and it starts to become your everyday. You do the embodying work, and now you're at your being, right? And now you're at level 3. And then you go back and you do it again and again and again. And when I thought about that journey in itself, that is exactly how I built this new business. And these new offers are for every woman at any different level. And this is the work that you follow, right? You follow the thought work and the belief work, and you do the groundwork, and then you start to embody it, and then you start to build the habits and the routines and all the things around it, and then you're at your being until you do it again and again and again and again. And that is how you create the life of your dreams. But if you think that it's going to be a straight and narrow path and you've already done the work, and you're shaming yourself and guilting yourself, and you're not willing to create new habits and new boundaries and step outside of your comfort zone, and you're not willing to do the work regardless of the fear, you're going to stay stuck in this exact same cycle, aka level, for a very long time, until you're willing to learn the lessons, and you're willing to change your thoughts and your feelings and your actions, and you're willing to change your habits and your behaviors and your boundaries in order to get to that new level. And it's going to be scary every fucking time. I am also wanting to share with you guys that we are opening Waitlist Week literally in a few days. Monday, May 20th, Waitlist Week begins, which is where we will open the doors for Waitlist only to have access inside of the Breadwinner Energy Club that I have just created. This club is everything. It is masterclasses. It is a membership. We've got a course. We've got a program. We've got a mastermind. And it meets you at the level in which that you're at. And you get to decide where you're at in your journey and how these offers will match you. Throughout Waitlist Week, everyone on the waitlist will have access to join one or multiple offers inside of the club for 6 days. And they will also get up to $1,500 off. Yes, $1,500 off, up to $1,500 off, depending on the bundle or the offer that you choose. And we'll also have bundles that you can choose from as well. When Waitlist Week concludes on Sunday, May 26th, we will then open to the public on the 27th, and there will no longer be the same bundles or discounts. So this is your one and only time to get these exact discounts and bundles, and it will not be that big of a discount, and there won't be this many bundles when we open to the public. One of these offers, I'm going to start coaching at the end of June, and I'm only running this program one time per year. So you have to apply and you have to get in by or before June 7th in order to secure your spot for the 2024 round. And you are not going to want to miss it. You're going to want to be in that room. If everything that I have talked about recently, you have been like, yes, this is me. I need this. I'm ready to embody. I'm ready to level up and make FU money and have the schedule and have the freedom and have the mindset. You're ready to be a fucking icon. Then you're going to want to be in that room. So the link is below. Get on the wait list so you can get into Waitlist Week, because you're not going to want to miss it. And as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will catch you on the next episode.